So, how do you start by impersonation, especially on this social media platform where you can find this dating, etc., etc., blah blah blah. So, I think there are a few steps to start. Number one, you know, everything is forgery, so you have to, look for a way to set up an account. Though you see these platforms, right? They offer services. People can meet family, friends, business, communication, and all this. Yet people still use it for a dishonest scheme, right? Yes, this is also this side effect or disadvantage, whichever way you put it. So, where were we? So let's get started. So, setting up an account with any name. Now, you've watched some movies. I think you've seen. I think especially I don't know if Mission Impossible. They impersonated in some generals and all that, like, and the costume they use and all that. That movie was like practical. So that is during it physically, but we're talking about electronically, where people meet families, friends, business, and all that. So now you can decide to set up a name that is fake. Choose any location of your choice. Now, a family, a respected family man is supposed to set his location, hometown, and all that. His information, right, and then connect with his friends or community, right, and loved ones, chat, share, blah blah blah, and all that. That is the purpose, right? Now you are, remember, the goal is impersonation. So now you're like now impersonating someone, whichever you want to. Now what is the plan? Now you need to two things. But it's so many, talking about scam as a branch of impersonation, but there are so many. The list goes on and on and on and on, blah 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 blah, and that. But that's just it. So, now in this impersonation as a field, as also a subject that we're talking about, this is the branch we go. So you just set up the person you want to impersonate. Remember, you have to have a plan and access. Now, what is the access? Access could be photos, information about the person, and most of these can be celebrity, known person, or whichever. Someone could be impersonating you. You don't know about this. I don't know. So, you could set name, pictures. Now you've gotten access now to this information. Now with the information, now you can decide to set up an account, right? Now, using forgery, everything now is fake on any social media platform, right? So you go on now. What is your plan? Which people are you fishing? The word fishing I use here is phishing, right? Fishing is like, it's still the same thing. I've talked about that in the previous video as fixing. The normal fishing we know, right? That you throw hook is still the same. So what are you fishing in this place? You decide. That's just it. But when it comes to impersonation as to romance scam, it's also another branch. Then you go meet someone, that place, that any gender could be male talking to a female talking to a male, male to male, female to female, homo, and that the list just goes on. So in this area, that is where fishing starts, like set the difference, right? Because now which gender, which people are you looking for? Right. So, the list goes on and on and on and on. So, you start talking, and it could be wherever you want to start, any country and thereabout. Like, so you could decide, meet someone, start talking, and you decide the way, because it's also a branch. But if you want me to talk more on this subject, I will. You just have to indicate. And listen, this video is not educative, right? Because talking about scam as branch of impersonation and all that, I think scam itself is life, right? You cannot watch this video and feel you are educated. Rather, you can be highlighted. I don't know. But another thing again, am I encouraging in this type of activities? No. And remember, looking about the dictionary definition of scam, it simply means a dishonest scam, right? So it means any act that you want to perpetrate that is not honest. That's just it. You tell me your definition.